So I'm just gonna walk you through one, why did I subscribe? The second one, I will address any concerns, and the third one is just like a summary, just looking at the money and if it's actually worth it, money wise and taste wise. So I've already tried 3 boxes of HelloFresh apart from the last recipe from the last box for this week, which is this recipe. So I'm gonna cook it today, and alongside I'll just review if it's actually worth it, because to be honest I haven't even checked for myself, so we're gonna do that today. The recipe, every recipe in the box come in a paper format, but you can always cook it from the app, and when you first sign up I would suggest using the app because it's so much easier. You sign up, you can pick how many boxes you want, how many recipes for how many people, etc. And then you can pick and choose from many different recipes. It comes in one big box with all of the ingredients in that are like measured and prepped for you to cook them. Basically it looks like that. My box is not sexy anymore, but I'm sorry. It will have the recipe number, and the number is here as well. While I prepare for tomato and halloumi penne, I'll tell you why did I subscribe. First thing first, it's efficiency. So it's quite efficient with the monthly direct debit, so I don't have to worry about my food shop every single week or every single 2 weeks. It just comes automatically from my account, which I don't have to think about. And then my ingredients come, they are all segregated, so it's super easy to cook because everything is already there. Second one is a decision fatigue. One is an idea that over the course of the day, the more decisions we make, our ability to make more decisions is getting worse. And in this case, it's actually true for me, because I don't really like to make too many decisions a day, because my head can get easily overloaded. So with that, it's just I don't really have that fatigue of thinking what I have to eat every single day. It just, you know, it's done for me, like in good old years when I was a small kid and my mom was just cooking for me. Easy. The next one would be time saving. So I'm in a very busy season of my life at the moment. I've got a lot of dancing, work, YouTube. I really would like to spare some more time for things that I enjoy. And definitely that definitely saves me some time for like doing a food shop and preparing the recipes and shopping. I would probably just end up eating the same shit every day if I wouldn't have that, you know. It just helps me to be more versatile. When I was choosing HelloFresh, it was also important for me to have something healthy, because it's kind of important. I think it should be for everybody, but definitely it's for me. And to be honest, the meals are versatile, which I like I'm not a dietitian, so I cannot really give a professional advice, but from what I can see from the meals, they all have some kind of protein, some vegetables, some greens, some what else there is, some carbs and fat. So that's pretty well balanced meals. Some of them, they also tell you how many this like 1 over 5 a day you've got, so that's pretty cool. Also, what I've learned about health from like many podcasts is that to keep the diet very like colorful and versatile. And before, I think I was eating many the same meals that I already knew. I knew how to cook, so I was just going the easy way and just cooking all the same all the time. And this just helps me to, you know, try out many different recipes that maybe I wouldn't try without that, so that's also a plus. Next on, we're gonna address some concerns that some of you may have. Next one is dietary requirements, meaning if somebody, I wouldn't talk about like food intolerances, etc., just dietary preference, like being vegan or vegetarian or pescatarian. So I try to avoid meat. I eat fish and seafood and all this fun stuff, but I don't really want to eat meat. And in that point, if you still eat fish or seafood, I think you will be good with the recipes, because even though there is a domination of like meat recipes, there are still some variety of recipes who are with fish or with seafood or just veg, which is fine. But I feel like if I would be just vegetarian, it will be a bit harder, and if I would be vegan, oh boy, I think it will be much harder. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend, if somebody is a vegan, to try it out. but it's just my personal opinion. But another concern could be the quality of the food. I think with the quality of the food it's not that bad, to be honest. I think the quality of the food was good. For most of the stuff they picked like a nice sexy vegetable, so should be fine. And when it comes to the quality as well, I often order a recipe with a fish, and what they do to ensure that it's fresh, they send it kind of in like a separate additional mini package with some ice, so it's nice and fresh. Now it's time for the portion sizes. So with this one it really depends. That's basically how it looks, and like the amount of food. It also has this package of spinach, so obviously in volume it's gonna be bigger. So it really depends. I've got a friend from work that she ordered HelloFresh with her husband and it wasn't really enough for them. They still had to like take out on the side. For me it's definitely more than enough. This is portioned for 2 people. I'm just single, so I just cook it for myself and it's gonna last me, if it's something like fish with potato and some greens, it probably will last me for 2 days, but if it's something like pasta or a soup or a salad, it will probably last me for 3 days, so that's pretty good. Now it's time for a taste test. It's actually pretty good. Most of the dishes that I've cooked from HelloFresh were actually very nice. Was maybe 1 or 2 that I just liked a bit less, which is probably normal. I will definitely from now on stay away from salads and soups just because of the longevity. So the salads, I think they get quite like soggy after a while if they stay too long. Right, so to double check if it's actually worth the money, I've just took the 3 recipes from this week and I'm just gonna calculate all of the ingredients that are already on it and see how it compares to how much I've actually paid for 1 box of 3 recipes. To do that, I'm actually gonna check it on Morrison's Delivery. Morrison's is not like the most expensive store, but it's also not the cheapest store. It's like in the middle, but it's a good quality, so I will try to find the stuff online and see also how much the delivery would cost. In the summary, I think it is worth it if you are a single person or you cook for 2 people and you just really need to save time and you don't really have the time to like decide on everything and go for a food shop, especially if you want to get into the routine of creating home-cooked meals and eating a little bit different, having a bigger variety. I wouldn't suggest that for vegan. I don't feel like there is a big selection of vegan dishes. I may be wrong, that's just my personal opinion. Definitely after a while I will stop HelloFresh. I will just get into the routine of like maybe ordering food online and finding my own recipes and just cooking with them or using the recipes that I've already got. Why not? They're very good. So yeah, that's basically it. Hopefully that was helpful and I will see you next week. Bye!